So we've been full-timing 3 years now, or very close to 3 years. And we just figured it would be about time that we should tell you a little bit about us. So we're going to start way back at the beginning.
Once upon a time. No, I'm just kidding. First of all, we are California natives. We met in high school.
We did meet in high school. We are high school sweethearts. We've been together ever since.
And we've been married for 32 years.
We have 3 kids.
And 4 grandbabies with 1 more on the way.
1 in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
I am retired, and I retired after 23 years in law enforcement.
Yep. 23 long years.
Used to make it sound torturous or something.
Actually, you know what? No, he loved his job, so.
But it was torturous for you. But I loved my job, but it was torturous on her. So I wanted to retire while I still could, while I was still healthy, while my knees were still and my back was still good.
Yeah, we really wanted to go out and be able to hike and go see this beautiful country. So it was like, you know, look, we still need to be young enough to be able to, and I know there are people that are a little bit older than us and, you know, still doing this, but you know, you never know with law enforcement what kind of injuries may happen. So it was like, look, let's just get out. You've really loved your job. You've had a great career. So let's just open up a new chapter and start traveling. So that's what he did.
That was a long intro, a long thing of why I retired.
So while he was busy with law enforcement, I actually had a few different jobs. I was a business systems analyst at an insurance company for like 12 years. I became a school secretary for like 10 years. And then I was a nanny. And then I became a grandma. Once I became a grandma, then I retired because grandbabies.
Grandbabies.
Everybody will get that. All the grandmas out there will get that.
And those that aren't grandmas, you'll get it later.
Exactly. This is the how we ended up in an Airstream.
And that's a little bit of a longer story. She may see it one way and I see it a little bit different ways, you know, how it actually happened. But from what I remember back then, I remember Tammy finding out about tiny homes.
Tiny homes. Ooh, I love tiny homes.
I know you do. And tiny homes are fine. So we started looking into tiny homes, and at the same time I'm thinking about retirement. So we're going back, you know, this is back before I retired.
Right. Well, the hard thing about tiny homes is logistically, you know, if you own a tiny home, it's really hard. Like, where are you going to put a tiny home? I guess they're like city ordinances and all these building codes. And it just makes it a little more difficult to have a tiny home, to be able just to live in a tiny home. And we also wanted to travel, and they're not as movable.
Have you ever seen a tiny house traveling all around the country?
Yes, there are some. And I've tried to tell him this, but he just is not convinced. So we haven't really seen any of the country. I mean, we were young when we had our kids, working, raising a family. When it came time to retirement, it was like, okay, we really want to go travel. How are we going to do this? When I saw the tiny home documentary, it really got me inspired to be like, okay, I really want to live this more minimal, simple life and be able to go travel. I had no idea that this was like a thing, that people actually lived in RVs and traveled full time. We were like, there's this whole community out there that was just completely, I don't want to say hidden, but for regular folks that are just living regular life, and you live in the sticks and bricks and you go to work and you come home and you just have no idea of the concept of living full-time in an RV. I would bring that up to him and be like, we could totally do this. And at first I think he thought I was kind of crazy. I found this couple on YouTube. Their channel was called Do It Justice. They actually purchased a Class C motorhome and redid the inside of it. And I thought, okay, this is something we could do, and maybe we can just try it while he's still working. Maybe get a motorhome of some sort, fix it up how we like it, and start traveling and see if this is something we really want to do.
And in watching those videos, I was inspired by Less Junk, More Journey. Marissa said, don't wait till you get the perfect RV. Go with what you have now.
You know, he worked hard at his job. He worked for so long, and then to just go, we're just not going to have a house. We're just going to have a trailer. For him to be able to just go, okay, we'll just have a trailer, and then what? You know, what does that look like? I think he was encouraged when Marissa did say that, like, just go, and you just have faith. And I think that really helped him to be able to just like, okay, I think we're just going to do this and see how it turns out. Our first rig, a 2003 Jayco Escapade. There was this guy that Derek worked with. Actually, he was selling a truck. I think it was a truck we went to go look at he was selling. And we were like, oh yeah, because, you know, we need to get a truck truck if we're going to get a trailer kind of thing, right? So we went over there, and he had this motorhome in his driveway, and he was like, oh yeah, well, by the way, we're selling this too. And we were like, what? I think I'd rather buy that than the truck. I think we paid like $11,000 for this thing.
I think we got a good deal on it because there's a reason why we got a good deal on it.
It needed some help. Had some wear and tear in it, but
a lot of wear and tear, which we were not aware of.
Yes, there was some damage that we didn't know about that ended up costing us a pretty penny. So we ended up buying it.
Better than that, though, he said, go ahead and take it. We were like, well, we don't know if we want to buy this thing. But he said,
oh, that's true. I forgot
go ahead and
about
take
that.
it and just try it out. And we're like, oh, okay. Sure enough, we just took it home, put it in the driveway, and I think it didn't even take us.
I don't know. The more we were in it, the more we were like, it didn't have any slides in it. It's very similar, actually, to the layout of the Airstream. It just started feeling like, I think this is enough space in here. I think we can totally do this. So anyway, we started traveling in it.
We liked it.
We loved it.
I think that's when we pretty much decided this is what we want to do. So after we purchased the Class C, we decided that we really needed to do some upgrades.
And, like I said, I found this couple do it justice, and they had a Class C. They just were like, we're just going to do this. We're just going to tear it all apart and redo everything. They gave me the courage to do the same. The inside of an RV is different than the inside of a house. I wasn't sure about if I took something apart, am I going to be able to put it back together again? I just was like, we're just going to do this. I think every single surface on the inside of that RV was redone. The walls, the cabinets, the floors, all the upholstery, everything. It was gorgeous. I loved the inside of that RV. Now, it was a 2003, so it had some delamination on the side. It actually had some kind of accident on the front cap that we ended up finding out later caused some damage to the roof, and there was water getting in, and we replaced the roof, which was $6,000. And I did love it. I love the inside of it. Well, when it came down to it, we do love this. We know we want to do this full time. Is this Class C going to work for us? And we didn't have a tow vehicle, so we would go places and we had bikes or we would walk. You don't really want to drive, 31-foot Class C around little towns and try to find parking or things like that. We just came down to, if we're going to do this full time and this is going to be our house, it needs to be able to last. Then we just decided, okay, maybe a truck and trailer would be better.
Yes. So yeah, when we started researching what kind of trailer we wanted, we went back and forth through a couple of them, came down to Airstream. We go into an Airstream, and of course we really love the Airstream.
But they're so expensive.
They are expensive, but then we also looked at Lance. We really liked Lance. So as we did all our research, we'd always come back to Airstream. Something was going to last us a long time that we didn't have to worry about all the time breaking down. Now, just to say, if you watch some of our previous videos, it's not worry-free, it's not trouble-free, it's not problem-free.
Because when we first bought this Airstream, it was in the shop for months with issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you go back and look at our older videos, you don't have to search very far. You'll see the problems that we've had.
Actually, we went to this RV guy, and he sold Lance trailers, and we're sitting there inside a Lance trying to decide between a Lance and an Airstream.
I kept telling him, it's between this and an Airstream, and we really like the Airstream. And he just basically came out and said it. He says, if you guys are looking at Airstreams and really like Airstreams, you should probably just go with an Airstream. Okay, that's not a hard sell. So he gave up on selling us a Lance, and we ended up looking at Airstreams, and that's what we decided on getting. And when we looked for a truck to pull the Airstream, we wanted to get more truck than we needed, which is really important. You don't want your trailer pushing your truck around, especially when you're going downhill. We wanted something that can control the Airstream really well. So we decided on a 2018 Ford F-250.
Gas.
It is gas.
It's gas.
But I don't want to hear the stories about, you should buy gas, or you should buy diesel. Buy what you want, whatever works for you. We've had the gas. We've got 80,000 miles on our truck. It's been perfect, no problems.
Great. Yeah.
So we absolutely love it. It's got plenty of power. It's been great. No complaints. Do your own research on that. So
actually, our setup, our truck and trailer, for us, it's perfect. And so here we are, 3 years later, still on the road, and no
plans to get off the road.
No, for now. So people ask us, how long are you guys going to do this? A year, 2 years? And honestly, we don't have an answer. We are going to do this for as long as it feels right for us to do this. That's a little bit about us. kind of who we are, how we met, how we ended up in an Airstream. We're just continuing our journey and sharing it with our family and friends and others who maybe want to come along and see what it's like to travel and live full-time in an Airstream. Hope you enjoyed it, learned a little bit about us. Oh, I have fun facts. We have to do fun facts.
Oh, so fun facts. Here's some fun facts. What are the fun facts? What fun facts?
Fun facts about this guy. He was a drummer in a rock band and had long hair. The picture's going to come up.
Yeah. I still play drums, so I really enjoy playing drums. Fun fact for her. This is her natural hair color.
Fun fact, I started going gray in my 20s and dyed my hair for forever, for years and years and years and years. And once I became a grandma, I said, you know what? I think I can just go ahead and let my hair be natural. So, fun fact, I'm actually gray.
Okay, so if any of you out there have any questions or comments about full-timing or Airstream questions, please leave them down in the comments and we will for sure get back to you and give you our answers. So we appreciate you guys following us along. If you like the video at all, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And as we always say, take care of yourself, be safe, and as always, peace.